Carson and I have known each other probably for 10-plus years, and, I watched him play in high school. My middle brother Brandon played on his team at Santa Margarita, and so I was always Brandon's ball boy. Whatever Brandon did, I had to do, and then, that's when I met Carson, and, things just kind of took off from there. I was a huge fan immediately, just watching him play, the kind of, the way he inspired his team, the way he brought emotion to the game. He got excited, he got fired up, and obviously he was a great player. So it was just fun to watch, and he became, you always have, big-time heroes and stuff growing up, and there's always, like, the Michael Jordans, the Wayne Gretzkys, guys like that. But then, like, your local town hero, that was Carson by a long shot. Nobody else was even close. And so just watching him play, he'd run 3-step quarterback draws out of empty and in high school, and just, run over safeties and linebackers. He was huge in high school, And so they won back-to-back CIF titles, and I got to be the ball boy for all those and see those guys celebrate after the games and stuff. It was awesome. But he's always been a great friend, and, he always asked about my brother Brandon. He always asked about my family, and we share the same quarterback coach in Bob Johnson. So he's been a great friend and someone I've always looked up to. It was fun to be a part of that game, but, that one's over. And, we got round 2, and they're going to be ready to go, so we need to play well.
All right, you mentioned water boy, ball boy. Explain exactly what you did back then.
In those days, I would go to most of the practices, every game for sure, on Friday nights, and I'd ride over on the bus. I'd go to Mass with them. It was a Catholic school, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm not Catholic, but I'd go in there and just watch the other guys and see what they were doing, and I'd always have food on the bus from getting dropped off after school, and we'd go to like Burger King or something, so all the guys always asked for food. And Carson was just one of those guys where he'd love to prank other guys and mess around a little bit. He'd either unscrew the water top, and watch somebody just pour it all over themselves, or take a squirt gun to practice and get after the guys in the towers filming practice. He would we'd be kind of kneeling, and he'd be talking to other guys on the team, and he'd, hey, can we get that ball way over there, and point, across the field. I'd sprint over there and get it. Oh, no, we don't need that one. Just like stuff like that. And, he knew how excited I was to be there all the time, so he would mess with me. But he's always been great to me, so it's been fun.
How did it mean to you to follow him at USC and sort of had that path forward?
As soon as he went to Southern Cal, they would, I think it was with Coach Hackett, they would come down to UCI, and I was in Orange County, during the summer and stuff, and they'd come for summer camp. So, we'd go to as many practices as we could, and, we'd see him there, play a little catch and stuff. I'd always try and grab a ball or something from there and play catch with him. But, we always wished him the best, and he was the same guy. Through the first 4 years where he took a lot of ridicule at SC, and, maybe this guy's not going to pan out, maybe he's not as good. That's what everybody's saying about him. And then he comes through his senior year, just kills it, wins the Heisman, first pick in the draft, and still the same guy. Still willing to talk to me about anything. I called him, talked to him about this year, just, hey, what are you going to do for the linemen? Like, how does that work? Who do you get presents for? Stuff like that. And he was awesome. So it's just it was great to follow him, from Orange County to Southern Cal, and then now we're playing in the same league, and we got a big game this week. So.
Is it something for you that you basically been playing your first playoff game as a rookie? This doesn't happen obviously very often.
Right.
So is it something that you're ready to go?
I don't know. I don't think so. Hopefully not till Sunday, and hopefully we're getting ready to play again next week. So it's just, I felt this similar feeling, when you play in big bowl games and stuff like that. You kind of, there'll be a point maybe before the game or something, midway through the game, halftime, where you're just like, man, this is unbelievable. I remember feeling that way at the Rose Bowl, and the B-2 bomber flies over, and you're just like, man, you kind of step outside of yourself and look back like, wow, this is pretty cool. Look what I get to do. So, yeah, right? So you're getting excited for this game. So it's just, it's one of those situations where you're really fortunate, but at the same time you want to take advantage of it. You don't want to let anything slip. You got to win the game today. You got to win it today, and with our preparation and stuff, I felt good about today, and I'll finish it up in the film room, and we'll call it a day, get some rest, and come back and do it again. You got to win the game on Wednesday, to win on Saturday. So it's it's great. This is all you've ever wanted, and to be in the position we're in, I just want to be ready.
Have you allowed yourself to look at the other quarterbacks who are in this playoff with you? I mean, Peyton, Favre, Brady, who's who listed?
No, I mean, we've played quite a few of them, and I think a lot of that is just Rex has this way of kind of calming you, that's similar to the way Coach Carroll would kind of calm you down when you're going into big games and stuff. He'd always talk about how it's the same size field. You know, it's the same thing you've always done. This is what you've always wanted to do, right? And it's obviously yes. So don't make it any bigger than it should be. You know, we play all these great quarterbacks. Those are the kind of guys I want rookies 10 years from now saying, oh my God, you know, I'm in the playoffs with Sanchez. Dang, you know, like that's what I want. So the only way to get that way is to win these games. And I think with the kind of team we have potential to do it. So I'm not, you know, focused on other teams. I'm focused on us.
When you a lot of talk when you got the starting job here was, you know, Rex saying, hey, we can go to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback.
Right.
And you look, you know, when you look back at what Flacco and Ryan did last year, maybe people take that for granted, even though it was pretty rare. Now that you see that and you've gone through this whole season, can you appreciate, you know, you step back like you talked about?
Absolutely.
Appreciate this ride a little bit.
I definitely do, and one, to appreciate what we've done this year, but then to look at other organizations that have done it back-to-back years, won Super Bowls back-to-back years, things like that, or made the playoffs. You know, Fanico was talking about in Pittsburgh how they made the playoffs 5 out of 6 years. And just going back through our season, I mean, it feels like a lifetime. You know, it's so long. And there's so many ups, there's so many downs, and you're just living and dying with every game. And now you start over, you know. So you really appreciate how much hard work goes into this, how much sleep the coaches don't get to make sure you get your game plan on time and to make sure you're prepared for the game, and how much you really just want to take advantage of all the work we put in the off season, in training camp. And it comes down to Saturday. And there is a great appreciation for all the hard work and stuff.
Have the veterans told you have the veterans told you how much faster the game will be as opposed to a regular season game?
They didn't say anything about the speed. They just said the environment. I mean, the players are the same guys. You know, everybody's excited, everybody's amped up, sure, but it's I think the outside circumstances, you know, the fans, the cheering, you know, the media coverage, stuff like that. That's what changes, and you know, we just need to take it all in stride and not get caught up in anything other than the football aspect of it.
Can you give us some insight into how you handled the lows at the mid part of the season when you went through the interception thing, and how you think you might have changed or adjusted since then?
You know, it's just one of those situations where, you know, you kind of do some soul searching, and you got to look at yourself and, you know, what do I want to be? Who am I? Type questions, those big questions. And I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I made the right decision leaving school. I know this is where I'm supposed to be at this moment. And what am I going to do next week to eliminate mistakes from last week? That's the kind of challenge you go through. And am I totally out of there? I don't know, because there's still plenty of mistakes that I made in the last game that I want to get back, some throws that I want back, some reads I want back. So it's an ongoing process. I think things are going to get a lot easier. Things will slow down. But at this point in time, I kind of found, you know, that with the way we're running the ball, with being accurate, being smart, has been our ticket these last couple games. And you know, I just want to play the same way and get a little bit better, just build on each week. I felt I built on the Indy game last week, and now it's time to build on those last two and get even better. So, you know, going through tough times like that, you know, everybody goes through them. You just want them to hurry up and end. So, you know, now we just need to play smart and play well.
You had some players like your self-confidence, but did some of them come to you and tell you we had to dial it back a little bit to play more conservative?
No, none of the players said anything like that. They just wanted to be me. And I mean, Rex and Mike Tannenbaum, you know, Woody, everybody just said, trust your instincts. Don't ever change that. Don't change who you are. Just, you know, make the right decisions. We know you can. You know, we drafted you number 5 overall. You're our guy. You know, nothing's changing. You're going to be the dude. So it's up to you. And, you know, I felt their confidence. I said last week in the press conference that TJ, and even after the game, TJ's been huge for me. A guy who's been there for so long, and, you know, to have that kind of faith and trust in me,